All right, guys, I'm gonna apologize in advance already. It is windier than all get out, but we are pre-staking line number 2. Got to get down this bridge. This was my first stop last year on this line. It's actually going to be number 2 for this year. So set my 220 down over here. It's underneath the highway, so I don't normally throw my pogos on the DPs if I'm on the highway. I'll wait till I get down under here. But you guys can also see I got a pair of gloves on. Hands were all blistered to pieces, so that's not necessarily the reason why. I want to keep my body, hands included, in pristine shape up until we're running traps hard. So whoops, and apparently I'm going to be clumsy, but we already got one location thrown in. Let's throw in another, shall we? Get that baby pushed in there. We're going to go with 2 DPs and a 220. That's what I had in here last year, minus the 220. I can actually see exactly where the 220 is going to go too. We'll put this other DP back this way a little bit so I can get that 220 in exactly where I want it. Not near as many 220s on this line though, guys. Going to be running it around Thanksgiving. If we get a snow, it's going to knock all this stuff down, but you can see that right there. That's where we're going to have our 220. Perfect spot. And that grass is actually already matted down. Could it get ruined before season? Absolutely. But we still got the 2 DPs in here, so I'm not too worried about it. Still worth coming down to. Regardless, we'll get this driven in there and we're out of here, guys. Alrighty, we are on some gravel now. Got these fancy new No BS DPs. Can't wait to try some of them out this year. I'm actually pretty excited for it. This will be my first year testing out actually any real No BS traps other than the footholds. This will be the first go on DPs, so we'll hop down into this culvert down here. Is one of my favorite spots. Big timber to timber culvert down here. Actually surprised that there's no water going through here. I think that just shows really how dry we are. But every year it seems like there's several doubles caught down here. So there's one, get my other DP. Come over a little bit further. Oh boy, there's number 2. We're out. Alrighty, down another bridge we go. Every year here, always a good high bank trail, so I always throw a DP in it. Man, I'm just all out of whack today, folks. Get this DP in up here. Another shiny new No BS DP. Take our other 2, they're going down to the water's edge. I'm curious if this came up at all. We got about 1 inch of rain yesterday, so at least in this area we did, so we'll see. Doesn't look like much water again. Not surprised. I normally like to do 1 on each side of this creek, so that's what we're gonna do. Last year I didn't, I just did 1, and I honestly regretted it. So we're gonna do 1 on each side again like I used to. Take this other DP, walk on over here. Actually looks like there's some boot tracks down here, but that don't bother me. Get this other DP stuck in over there, and there we go. 3 more DPs slammed in. There's minnows all over in this pool here. Alrighty. We got this very faint little trail going through this CRP here. I believe this is it. I better make sure. Every year it's always just a very, very faint little trail. It's actually right where I thought it was. Right through here. Extremely faint trail, but every year, never fails. I seem to be able to 220 a coon or 2 here, so we're gonna throw another one in here. we'll get this in there and we'll be getting down the road. Alrighty, we got us an evergreen tree here, coming from a timber, going to a cornfield behind me. If you guys can see this faint little trail, a lot of people think that's probably a deer trail, but it's going right underneath this evergreen tree here, so definitely a coon trail. Boy, that didn't stick very well. If I can get it out. It's almost like there's a dry void in the ground now that we got that rain. It's really quite weird. Noticing it today a little bit. So not sure what that's all about, but we'll get her thrown in here. There. That ain't going nowhere. We're out. Just for a comparison for you guys, got a deer trail here, big wide trail, come over next to it, nice narrow little coon trail. So that's kind of the difference. Coming from this perpendicular fence going to corn, we threw a 220 in there already, so we're getting out of here. Alrighty, this is a spot a couple years ago. It used to be all timber to timber, and they ripped all the timber out on this side, but now they got corn over here, so now it's corn to timber. So still caught a couple here last year. Regardless, they were still going through here, and I can see a pile of tracks going through here, so we will get a DP staked in here and see what she gets for us this year. All right, this is one of my all-time favorite spots here. Let's get the pogos on these. You guys can see I took those chain anchors off these no BS's. I don't like the idea of chain anchors, so that was a personal thing, but phenomenal trail here. It's good every year for the most part. This year's definitely its better year, but it's going to corn, so it's a better year. But even if it's going to beans, there's timber back behind there, so still a pretty good spot, even if it's going to beans. So we will get these DPs ran in here. Whoops. I like to stake them right in the middle of the trail so I can at least find them when I come back. So we'll be getting out of here. Well, that sun's making it kind of warm, but it's still about 47 degrees out, I think, something like that. So beautiful weather to be out pre-staking in. I'm actually about to lose the hoodie. I'm getting a little warm. But grab our pair of DPs here. This spot, there's actually two trails coming through here. There's also another one coming underneath of this branch here, and that's our coon trail right there. If you guys can see that, beat to the pulp running down through here. So great spot for a pair of DPs. This is a timber to timber location. The one side's got a bunch of old abandoned buildings in there, so very good spot for some big boars. Got one in there. Let's get another one squeezed in. Whoops. It seems like that rain that we got only got the ground damp down to like, I don't know, 10 or 12 inches. Because below that, it's hard as a rock still. So another two DPs, guys. We'll be moving on. All right, we got our DP. So you guys can kind of see how I got the truck laid out here. Got my DP and my 220. Let's see, where do I want to go with this 220 this year? Probably over here again, like I normally do over there, but always do a DP in the mouth of this culvert. Sorry guys, it is windier than all get out. I'm trying to keep my back to it. It's no easy task, and this spot's always a rocky sucker too. There we go. I know that there's one spot in here and I can get it in, because every year I have to poke around for that one spot, and finally found it. But there's always this little grass tunnel leading up to the timber over here. And there's corn straight behind me, so they're kind of just running in the ditch with the road, staying tucked down underneath of here. So we will get our 220 anchored off here. Put into perspective though, guys, this spot looked a lot better for 220s than it did now, but this really nice thick grass is going to hold up nice. So we'll be getting down the road. Need to get one more DP here and we'll dive down into this culvert. We're on some stuff that I've never trapped before. It's a little, I don't know, I like to add stuff in loops. It seems like it seems to be my pattern, is I like to add loops on, but this is just a little loop, not very big, but good stuff. At least it looked good. We'll find out if there's any coon over here or not, I guess, but hopefully there's some places to fit some DPs in here with these rocks and a nice shoe. I wouldn't say nice, actually, I take that back. A shoe. Oh, no, I got it through the gravel for that one. If I can get the, there we go. Okay, now can I get a second one in here? I got plenty of room, I'm not worried about that. Well, it looks like their trail kind of comes up this way. Oh boy. She ain't going in there. You guys can't tell, but I'm in a tree right now, and it's wonderful. I wish I could get around this dang tree. Just go ahead and break that tree's hopes and dreams and come over here. Boy, whoever rocked this did it right. Just real sandy too. Well, I'm not gonna give up because I want two in here, and now it's just making me mad. I wonder if we come over in here. Oh, that's gonna pull right out now. I wish I had some cable extensions. I just anchor off to one of these logs. Ooh, I might be able to do a push-up. There we go. Told you guys I'd find it somewhere. That's the spot right there. One there, one over there. We're out of here. Boy, tell you guys what, last two have been a little steep. Little steep. But got this nice trail meandering right through here, going up to that corn up there. So it's actually hard to see. So I've been seeing a little bit of this today, so you can see this trail meandering through there. But there was a really good trail coming through here. And you can't see it right now because all this stuff they were tunneling through is now knocked down. So there's something to keep in mind. Weather really deteriorates these locations. Another important thing about mapping. So we'll get out of here. Wow, has this trail developed, you guys. Holy smokes. It looks a lot better than it did. A lot better. Coming up right through here, so looks good. We will. Well, I want to check this pole too, just to make sure there's not another one in here I'm missing. No, that's gonna be the main one, so make sure we get this one set here. Got corn across the road from me, so we will get out of here. All right, had another location here, 220 location. You can see a lot of this stuff's getting matted down now, but right here got us a little gap where they're diving down in here, and that's where we are going to plink in a 220. So trails look really good. They always look really good after you get a rain and them coon get some mud matted down. So another set in, we'll get out of here. Alrighty, we are at, you guessed it, another location. You guys are going to see a lot of pre-staking videos this year because we're going to do a lot of pre-staking, but awesome trail winding down here. Big timber going to a cornfield with some timber behind it too. So just want to kind of get it down. You guys can see I came down off the road and down in here, kind of hiding my catch a little bit. So Get that driven down in there, DP in the ground, and we're out of here. That trail looks good. I'll try and block the wind as much as I can, but this trail looks phenomenal. Coming off a perpendicular fence right there, you guys can see trail diving down. There's mud packed underneath the fence, so you know it's not deer. Fantastic location. So we're in go mode, guys. We got over 60 locations in 2 hours, so we're moving. Staking in another pair of DPs here. The reason I turned the camera on is, if you guys can see that, there's an old T-bar stake in here. Looks like I'm not the first one. I actually don't like how it's sitting. Coon could easily get wrapped up on that. It's crazy, guys, how much abandoned equipment I find when I'm out here. That thing's probably been here 15 or 20 years. We'll get out of here, guys. Alrighty, we're gonna try and make it down to this one. A lot of big concrete blocks down here, but beat down coon path going in there too. Timber to corn. I don't like this big cockabur plant, so I'm gonna get that the heck out of here so I don't have a bunch of coon full of cockaburs. Hopefully we can get these. Oh man, I'm a wreck. Hopefully I can get these in here without hitting any concrete. It looks like they just stacked it up on top of the tube, but like butter. There's one. A bunch of buckets down here for some reason. Kind of weird. Clink this other one in here. There we go. Two more. Out here battling the winds. Seems like every time I want to do a video, it's windy. But actually got some fresh coon tracks going through the dirt from when we got some rain here the other day. Notice how I'm going to the edge of what's mowed here. I don't know if they'll mow it again or not, but I'm not willing to risk it. I'll go to the edge of that and put it every time so I don't lose my equipment. But we'll be getting down the road. All right. I'm curious to see how this is gonna go. You guys saw me trap this spot last year late season. You'll recognize it once I get down there. Fairly confident. If you guys followed me along last year coon trapping. If you didn't, you're gonna have no idea what's going on. But if I can get out of all these vines that are stabbing me. But I had my box tucked right up in there, pinched between that rock and the wall, for those of you that remember. And I've never dog-proof trapped this. I've never really had a way to loop it in. This year I finally found a way to make it all the way over here. So put our DP in there and see what happens. I got a feeling it's gonna be a good one. Alrighty, I showed you guys this trail in my mapping, I believe. It's that hidden one that I showed you that was just beat to the mud. Get down in here, and here it is right here, blazing on through here. One of my favorite spots. Probably, I'd rank it as far as my timber to corn locations go. It's probably top 5. When it's corn, this tube just produces, and there's always this trail that comes down at an angle from the side, the one that I'm staking in right now, and it's produced a lot of doubles for me. So we'll get these staked in there and we'll get on our merry way. That was location number 80, so not bad for just starting at 3 o'clock. It's getting dark now, so we're getting close to wrapping up, but I want to get this one big loop done for tomorrow, so we'll be getting down the road. All right, again, we're at another spot that I've only ever really late season trapped, but this year it's just surrounded by corn. And I want to give it a go with DPs just to see what happens. Thought I heard something take off underneath this bridge. You never know. You never know what you'll find underneath of these suckers. This is going to be the only problem with this bridge, though, is it is a rocky son of a gun. Oh, I take that back. I think I did trap this with DPs Oh, it's got to have been 2 or 3 years now. Been a little bit. But wow, there's a nice deep pool here. I'll want to find a high bank trail. That's what I really want to do, but I don't really think there ever is one in here. Not usually anyways, I should say. I want to get across here. See what we got for sign. Whoa! A little deeper than I expected there. Hopefully I can make it across here. This would be a great creek for drowning coon in, I can tell you that. Beaver trapped in here. Didn't have much luck. Oh, here's some coon tracks running along the bank here, so. No real good high bank trail, but actually I take that back. We're gonna go look for one on this side real quick before we get out of here. It's worth it. Not seeing much. A lot of coon tracks coming through here. There's a little bit of a high bank trail there. Not much. We're gonna set the water's edge. I'm fine with it. I just want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Now's the time to get all that stuff out of the way, so I'm not messing around with stuff during season. Get that one in there. You guys notice, so when I'm trapping, I'll put that trap right next to the water's edge. When I'm pre-staking, I'll set that trap up there pretty high, just in case we do get the water to come up a little bit. So we'll get these two staked in here. We'll see if I better keep the camera on in case I get wet. I'm sure you guys would all enjoy watching that, so. All right, sorry, you don't get to see me fall yet, so we'll get out of here. All right, guys, sorry. As you guys can tell, it got dark on me. We pre-staked hard there. I started at 3:30, stopped about 10 minutes ago. Just making my way home now. So we got about 90 new locations out, which is really good. 90 locations in 3 hours. I'm not complaining about that. I was moving pretty good. So a lot more stuff to do tomorrow, and maybe we can get this done tomorrow. I'm not sure. We got 180 locations left to do, so on this line anyways. So we shall see where we get to tomorrow. I want to go bow hunting in the morning, so we won't be starting right away, but we'll be after again tomorrow. 90 fresh locations put out. I shouldn't say fresh. I mean, they're all fresh. I haven't trapped any of them yet. But anyways, y'all, another good day pre-staking. We'll see y'all tomorrow. Thanks for watching.